Alright, y'all, welcome back. And today, I want to talk about the most painful moments in JoJo to me. Because there was a lot of moments personally that caused me pain, and I think I can go through it and make it an interesting topic. But up first, we're going to start in part 1. And when we start in part 1, we're going to start with someone's death that no one really talks about. George Joestar II. That man right there, like his death, really, that's what really got me. Because at the end of the day, he was not the best father. He did a lot of things that just weren't good for his actual son. So what he did at the end, saving his son in exchange for him, peak father mentality. But as far as the pain I felt in that moment, I think it was the first time I actually felt pain from JoJo's. You know, it was one of the first deaths we see. The pain was somewhat high, but not as high as any of the next two, which are Jonathan and Will. Now, I've talked about Will Zeppeli's death before on this channel, but I've never talked about how it made me feel. I feel like watching that and just seeing this man half body crawl to Jonathan and give him the power, I was slack-jawed. But with Will Zeppeli, the pain subsided quickly because soon as he died, Jonathan got up and got to work, started working that big-ass beast. It was crazy. And I thought all was well with part 1 until we get to the end of part 1 and we see Jonathan's death. Now, this one was definitely the first experience I was almost crying. Jonathan was my nigga. Seeing him go out like that really killed me. Really killed me. This man has been tormenting your life for 12 plus years and you still have forgiveness in your heart to forgive him before you pass away. That's a real one. But as for part 2, it's a lot less moments I would say that really hurt me. The only moment I'm really talking about is Caesar's death. Now, Caesar's death, it impacted me mostly because the way the anime played it, they played it like there was a chance Caesar could win, even though he did the dumbest decision ever and went into a villain's hideout by himself while his friends are on the outside. Like, I don't care that y'all was just arguing. I would have dragged Joseph in with me and we would have got to a jump special on Wamu. Wamu would have caught a wombo combo. Fuck out of here. But nah, that should definitely put me in my feels, especially seeing how his grandfather passed, saving the Joestar, and now how he's passing, saving the Joestar and giving his energy to a Joestar, someone who he hated at the start. It's crazy. All right, on to Tragedy Lane, or as I like to call it, part 3. Now, part 3, the tragedy that strikes is very interesting because it catches you off guard. I will definitely say that. Every death honestly caught me off guard, basically. Literally, from Avdol to Kakyoin to Iggy, all 3. And I'm just looking like, how did y'all just die? Y'all were just fine a moment ago. Like in Kakyoin, for example, I'm on the fence on how the anime adapted it because the OVA adaptation, you don't find out what the hell happens to Kakyoin, like, at all, because you don't hear no sound when the world comes out. As a matter of fact, when it first comes out, you don't even see it. But the pain level on all 3 was considerably high, Avdol being the highest only because they had just got to the mansion, had plans, they did the whole little dap up, everything. Then this nigga dies. In a video like this, I don't really need to talk about part 4, so we're going to skip over for now. Still love part 4, still probably my favorite part of all time. But up next, we have part 5. Now, part 5, man. I think Bruno's death is probably the one throughout the first 5 parts that definitely hit me the hardest. It definitely, like, it was a gut puncher. It was pain. It was painful because he came back. And we get this long, drawn-out explanation on why he's back and how back he is. The only reason he didn't even decompose sooner is because his soul, as he died, it did not immediately leave his body. But seeing the ending, the golden clouds, this man floating up into the sky while everyone watches him just continuously float, it felt like the part 3 pain again. You know, when you're watching the floating clouds and they just do, like, I know you're dead, but you don't have to make an emotional outrance. It's cool. But nah, part 5 was definitely tragic. It definitely was pain. It was some definite pain. All right, part 6. And I think I'm gonna stop at part 6 today. Let me know if y'all do want part 7 and probably part 8 by that point, and part 9 up to this point. But part 6. The most painful part in all of JoJo's, without a doubt. Now, I don't remember if I said part 5 was close to being the most painful, but it's not. It's not. It's nowhere near. No. Because the thing with part 6 is you think the group is about to win so many times. And Poochie gets out of it in such a bitch ass way. You know, he'll get out of it by the skin of his teeth, by a distraction, by throwing something, by just getting knocked into the right position so he could get his new power. It was crazy. Not to mention you have to watch Jotaro, Jolene, Foo Fighters, Hermes. You have to watch Weather Report. You have to watch that whole group perish. The only one who made it out by the skin of his teeth because he was riding a dolphin was Emporio. Like, in reality, it was almost enough tragedy to classify as a horror movie, where the villain just completely dominates the entire time, because that's low-key how it felt for most of it, except the literal glimpses when they got the upper hand and Poochie just got on the move, started running. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 2K, so please like it up, and until next time, peace.